It's been 365 days since I've used emojis. That's right. It's been one full year since I have used any emojis in any response on any platform and modality. Started off as a challenge by a mentor, small experiment, and I was not prepared what eliminating emojis would do for me. I had to get honest with why I was using them in the first place. And turns out I was not just throwing them in for creative license with color. I was actually using them to cushion my words. I was using them to ensure that my tone was read in the way that I intended, to feel safe. But ultimately, when I do that or did that, I was handing over my clarity. I was handing that to somebody else. I was letting somebody else decide how my words should land. I was giving them the power to determine what was okay instead of owning my own message. And the more I relied on emojis, the more I diluted clarity, the more I diluted my articulation, the more I diluted my intention. So without emojis, I actually had to say what I meant. Gasp. So a heart was not enough. I actually had to tell somebody how I felt. A fire emoji was no longer communication. I had to articulate my support, encouragement, agreement. I couldn't fake it. Laughing face, it wasn't a conversation piece. I actually had to communicate humor, irony, and sarcasm. And thank God I have a ton of sarcasm. But in doing all these things, I strengthened my voice. I learned not just how to use my words, but to take a moment to reflect prior to reacting, which honestly is something that a lot of people are losing. A lot of people are losing that. I had to become more precise. I had to become more direct. I had to become more intentional. And most importantly, I stopped worrying about controlling how my words might be perceived. I don't have control over that regardless. And so I worked on clarifying me. What I thought, what I understood, how my experiences, how I communicated that, and the rest is out of my hands. So if you're a coach, our job is to know things. Our job is also to communicate things. And if you're using filler words, fluff, and hedging with hearts and fist pumps, I'm going to ask you to ask yourself why. I'm also going to challenge you and anybody else to try to go 7 days without using one emoji. I want you to tag me. You can even comment your very last emoji in the comments below, but I challenge you, 7 days. Actually say what you mean.